Hello, this is Jessica Sarah at Rocks and Drops, presenting to all of you at Healing Crystals and wherever you are out there in the world. The whole series that I'm calling this is Transformational Tuesdays. So today on November 1st, so like 11/1/2022, which is a fantastic number, I get to share with you guys a bit about connecting with your energy. Okay, so last week was the first time I was here with all of you. And if you weren't able to tune in last week, it should be recorded. It's about an hour long, okay, because I got the gift to gab, so I will do that. And last week was really about connecting with your intuition, a bit about intention work, using crystals for energetics, using affirmations, and finding the full circleness, so trusting and getting in that flow. So if you guys are interested in that as you come in today, that was last week's, and again, it's always going to be available, so please go look under events or videos and you will see last week's recording in there, and it's super awesome. So if you weren't here last week, hello, my name is Jessica Sarah at Rocks and Drops, and I am sharing lots of tidbits with you guys. And so if you want to come in and say hello, that would be fantastic. So some things that I learned from last week is that there potentially is a smidge of a lag. So if you guys comment to me, it may have a little bit of a 5-second lag before I can see your comment. And if you are seeing this live on a different platform in the Facebook world, I potentially may not be able to see that comment, okay? So if you go to Healing Crystals or Jessica Sarah at Rocks and Drops, that should signal what it is that your question is, and then from that point on, I can respond to you. So, can you guys hear me well? Because my fancy phone just notified that I'm live where I'm at, which is beautiful. However, I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me. I see there's quite a few of you on here. Can anyone hear me? Let's see if I do this. Can you, I'm typing, hear me? Just making sure. Okay, can you hear me? So, so one of the things, again, that I learned about last week is that I may have a little bit of a lag. Okay, fantastic, thank you. I may have a little bit of a lag, and so I talk fast, even though I'm really slowing it down. If you could, thank you guys, if you could specify your question when you're typing something to me, then if I'm a few ideas ahead, I can go back and really give you the goods of the response that you're interested in hearing, okay? So, hello everyone, thank you, thank you. Oh, and I can see 11 viewers on this platform, which is super fancy on 11/1, right? That makes sense. The numbers are aligned, okay? So, like I did last week, I am going to just create a little sacred space for all of us, and really that's to draw your intention and your attention and your energy in. So I like to do that and model it to people by clapping your hands, because you can feel the tingle and you can feel the fizz and your energy coming together. And then I take my thumbs and I put them in between my chest, so in between on my heart center. And I like to just close my eyes and take a couple breaths and set an intention for all of us today, okay? And I do kind of a lot of these throughout. So if one really has like a huge impact to you, write it down. If you're not able to write it down now, go back and review it later, okay? So today my intention for all of us is for us to connect to our energy, to understand a deeper knowing about where our energy is, how to gather it, how to honor it, and how to use it for you and the goodness that you have to share out, okay? And me for me. So thank you guys. Here we go. All right, so that is a very, very quick way clapping your hands, feeling the energy, feeling the fizz, like physical energy of it, to gather yourself and bring it back to you, okay? And some of you may or may not be really into the energetics and what in the heck does that mean, right? Like you may tune in to, oh, I'm exhausted, or oh, I'm tired, or whoa, I have a lot of energy, I have an abundance, right? Or a lot of energy sometimes could look chaotic, okay? And so most people know about that. And if we want to go a little bit further with it, when we're sitting here, we're sitting in the moment. So where we should be engaged with our energy is right here, okay? So you guys with me with you, you guys connected to the people that are on here, okay? And when we're in that moment, we're harnessing our energy. Now, very quickly in this moment, we can decide to start thinking and worrying about potentially the past, okay? Or thinking and concerning or caring or worrying about the future. Okay, so in the event, I put a little graphic up about what it is that we're in control of and then what is out of our control, really. And these are things to help you guys just bring your focus in, okay? So some of those things that we're not in control of are on the outside of our bubble, okay? And so those are things that go on in the world outside of us. Now, many of us have different gifts and talents and a deep inner desire and purpose to align our paths with making a difference. And it shows up different ways, right? Like some people will like, I'm a helper, okay? And so I help by teaching people. And that's really, really important to me. Some people are amazing at standing up and being a voice, okay? And so it doesn't have to necessarily be something so big outwards. You just may be a person that holds wonderful, beautiful light for people, okay? And you could bring the light, and that is your focus, to create that good, loving space, okay? So, some of the things that I encourage people to do is to block, okay, the stuff on the outside, the stuff that we don't have control over, and really stay tuned into what we do, okay? So today, as the crystals that I wore, I'm going to go over this with you guys, like I did last time. It was kind of fun for me. The crystals that I wore to support this conversation, this experience that we're sharing together, fantastic. I chose to wear, well, along my neck, I chose to wear actually an abalone shell, okay? And I wrap this because that's one of the things I do. And I chose to wear this because it helps bring the water energy, the tranquility, and the peace. And really, when we're giving all of our energy away, we're doing the opposite of that. So this helps me stay in line of my peace, holding on to my energy, feeling nurtured, nurturing myself and bringing the focus there, okay? So I also chose to wear a lot of amethyst in my bracelets, okay? So I have amethyst here on my light worker bracelet. I have amethyst here on my crown chakra bracelet, okay? And amethyst comes in a lot of different variations, as a lot of you may know. Some of it's really, really light with more white and milky colors in it. Some of them are chevron. I may have moved some of the ones that I had over here. So, so amethyst comes in many, many forms, all right? And the energy that it brings is all about self-love, okay? And I have this really beautiful crystal in my bag. Sorry, I'm looking back there for all the goods to share with you, but I have this really beautiful chevron amethyst that when I tap deeply into it, it appears that there is like a mountain, and at the top of the mountain, almost like an angelic feeling, is this really white, pure energy that comes through, okay? And oftentimes, if I sit with that stone with a client or myself or with somebody in mind when I'm tapping into their field. Whatever it is that is on their journey and sitting really close to their heart, okay, because that matters most to them, comes to mind. And really, each of us have a different type of a journey that we're on, and we all are work in progress, okay? So sure, we want to be masters of the energetics. We want to be masters of, certain things. And actually, masters, that word can be really triggering to people because of all of the connection it has connected to it. So we really want to be on the top of our game. How about that one? Okay, so, and that maybe has that reference to me or not, but I know that it potentially could have the reference. So to be aware of references and labels and words and the meanings is just to kind of have more of a awareness, to be an observer of things. And because I'm such a feeler energetically, I can feel that matters to someone. So please know that what I'm trying to say is that we are all really trying to be the best versions of us, right? The most filled with love and light, and be in that peaceful state and have the joy and all the wonderful things happening in the zone I talked about last week, right? So amethyst really helps people focus on the self-love and their self-worth, their self-esteem, and being really connected to the divine or to source or to God or to the angels, whatever it is for you, okay? Because it's so here, it's in this crown area and all the way down to the heart. Okay, so if you're somebody that's like, okay, hey, I don't know where I give my energy to, the thing you give energy to is the thing that matters most to you. It's the thing that you share mostly to, all parts of you, okay? Your mind, your physical being, the things you run around and do, the things you'll navigate in your life for, your emotions, trying to really problem solve on. And so it's the thing that matters most. That's where you give your energy to, okay? Now, we give our things, our energy to those things that matter most. And I'm going to reference being a mom here, okay, because that's also my responsibility. That's something I chose to do. And so when I say giving my energy away or it taking away my power, it doesn't mean that that is like a negative thing. It just means that you have to honor the energy that you're giving to the things that you're giving to, so that you can be aware of your energy, harness it better, share it better, and make sure your cup is filled. And that is a lot of what amethyst gives, okay, to me, as well as the abalone. And like, look at this sucker. Has so many beautiful flashes in it, okay? So I really, really, really get connected to this with that tranquility, soft energy that it holds, okay? So that's a bit about the stones, right? Those are the stones that I'm wearing today for this. The oils that I decided to put in the diffuser over there, oil I chose to put in the diffuser as well as on my body, is rosemary, okay? So I chose rosemary oil because there's something like really connecting for me about it to family and gatherings, okay? So like imagine like Thanksgiving or a holiday function and like rosemary herbs being put on everything, right? Now let's go a little further for me. Family functions, gathering, rosemary also means a lot of people, a lot of expectations, a lot of energy that goes into it. It's sometimes a lot of work to put on a production or an event for a gathering, okay? And so in those moments, it's really smart to gather your energy and to really connect with your energy and make sure you're not overgiving, overextending yourself. And how to tune into that, we will get to, okay? How to Really tune into it and be almost like an energetic ninja with yourself, Mr. Miyagi style. Okay, so rosemary gatherings. Do you guys understand this? Do you guys have a big family? Even if you don't have a big family, you go to these gatherings. Everybody tries to like overdo it, and their house looks perfect, and all the decorations are up. You know, it's kind of like the stuff you see on TV, but is it really, really realistic, or is it really, really serving us? I don't know. It's fancy if you're good at those things and love those things, but those things for me, not for everyone, not judging, are exhausting. The part that I have watched my family members do, that it almost is like a rat race. And it's a rat race because they exhaust themselves preparing for all of it. Okay, I'm not saying that I'm not still learning this stuff as a lesson for myself. I am. Okay, I totally am. Gotta pull the reins back a little bit. However, at the end of it, the part that I really desire at my heart is moment to moment talking to people. It's the connection that you want. It's not everything else. Right? So sometimes, okay, like in the Christmas Story movie, where all the things happened and the turkey wasn't good, and they went to like the Chinese restaurant for their Christmas dinner. You guys know what I'm talking about? And they sang "Forever, Rah, Rah, Rah." I love that part of the movie, which is hilarious. But they got to have joy, and they got to just share in that moment, okay? And they weren't worried about all the things that still had to be done in that day. They were just there in that moment. And so being there in that moment through life, not only in the special times that are on our calendars or traditions, is really a sweet spot. Now, can we always sit in there? No, probably not. I mean, maybe some people can if they're that enlightened and capable and able, and their life is aligned with exactly that inner desire to hold on to the power. And at moments we have those things. And so we have that feeling. We have all of our energy to us, and we really can sit in it and sit in the juicy good stuff and enjoy. And that's called the sweet spot. Well, at least that's what I call it. So that's like the sweet spot, okay? It's like the perfect moment. So how do we do it? How do we do it? So now I gave you the rosemary oil, which helps me focus. I gave you guys the stones that help me align. I even have on my mug focus and a triangle, which a triangle is like my power symbol. Okay, and then I have my tea tag, and I shared with you guys before that I'm always gonna pull a tea tag. Okay, so I'm gonna read it to you guys, and then we're gonna go from there. Oh, hold on, I gotta pull it off my tea bag first. All right, it says, find strength in knowing that you can make a difference in the world. Well, where does your world really start? With you. So you first have to make a difference in yourself, and then you can make a difference in the world, okay? But if you're not making a difference for yourself and bringing in this love and the power and the worth that you have for you, then you're going to go on empty. And then you really can't do much for the world, okay? Or you can, but really you need to love yourself the most, okay? Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to tape this to my little notes because I like to go back and really enjoy the growth and the moments that we've all shared together. So, do you guys have any questions as of like at this moment? If you do have questions, just a reminder is that write the question well enough so that in like 10 seconds if I get it, I'm going to know what it is, okay? That's just my little idea. Okay, so we had talked about, or I had shared with you guys, most of the ways that we figure out if we're giving all of our energies away is if we're already like in the lack in need space. Like, I need a break. I need a cup of coffee. I need a nap. We're in the like the OSHIT zone at that time, right? So we have to kind of gauge it back to where, all right, this is what's going on in my day. What would I like to navigate, accomplish that's realistic, that if that's where I put my energy, I then get success with it. I then have energy for myself with it, and I'm not just smearing it, okay? Have any of you ever seen, again, like I told you guys last time, but I used to be a special education teacher, and I have little people, and I have a lot of other little people that are always around me, okay? And there was this remedy, or this like little trick of taking a water bottle, filling it up with like canola oil or potentially glycerin or some clear liquid that wasn't just water, and then you put glitter in it, okay? So let's imagine the water bottle is your vessel, and let's imagine that in your vessel we sprinkle this glitter, and the glitter is your energy. And you shake it all up, okay? Have any of you ever seen this? It's like the oil in the water with the colored water, and you shake it all up, and then when everything settles, you can like regather yourself and move along. And oftentimes kids utilize a tool like this. Okay, yeah, all right. Behavioral health therapist, here we go. Yeah, oh, calm down, Jars, beautiful. Okay, so I was trying to avoid like the timeout thing, right? Because really it's a break. And we all need these breaks, and we all need these check-ins. And sometimes the visual of shaking our glitter up in a bottle or the oil in water and giving it time to settle helps us really honor gathering our energy. So let's imagine we're all over the place glitter right now, okay? How can we bring it back? Well, the very first thing, me bringing hands to heart center is important, and the intentions are important, and using the crystals are important, and using your essential oils are important, because all of those are tools. But really, you don't need any of them. They're the bonus. That's your bag of tricks. Okay, all you need is you. So I'm going to share with you how I do this, and please, you guys could do it now, you guys could do it later. I know all of us are so busy in our lives. I'm going to back this up a little bit so I don't whack the phone. And so what I like to do, rubbing the hands again, is rub the hands, feel the energy, and I like to create a boundary around myself. Okay? And I imagine that I'm inside of it, okay? And the outside of it is a boundary. Okay, some of you can visualize like a gigantic bubble going around you. Some of you can visualize it being you're in the center of your snow globe. Some of you may visualize that you have an iridescent, beautiful, sheer curtain on the outside of your bubble so you can still see out. However, what this bubble is doing is it's giving you a visual, energetic space, okay? It's your field, but you're just bringing your awareness to your field, your biofield, your aura boundaries, and what holds into it, your egg. You could call it your egg, okay? So create a name for it, because in your life, I want you to really actually like use this tool. Create a name for it, okay? And what's going to happen is now you're on the inside, so what do you allow in and what do you push out? Okay, this is where like the Mr. Miyagi energetic ninja skills come in, okay? So when you make that boundary, some of you may be already thinking that like, oh, hey, well, I still have to be concerned about all these people, and I still have expectations and responsibilities that I need to continuously be aware of and play. Like I can't just go on my dome and block it. Okay, well, you can. You can. So you're going to go in your dome and you're going to cut the cords. White bubbles. Perfect. Okay. So you're going to cut the cords. Now, for my kids to do this, I created these little cutesy little things, okay? With like stones on them, and this guy looks like a dragon, right? But he's a little sharp little tool that I imagine him to have like this powerful sword, and I connect Archangel Raphael's energy to this. The blue ones I put Michael's on, but these guys I got green. Okay, and today's green, so it's a perfect match. Okay, and so if I feel a cord or a pull that's pulling me out of my bubble, out of my alignment, I use visualization hands or little mini swords, okay, to let that energetic connection cord go. All right. And so that can allow me to have my part of my energy and glitter on the inside of it, and them to have theirs. Because in the moment, it's not serving me to be pulling off of their energy or me off of theirs. And really, that also does something a little different. So if you guys are people pleaser or in codependent relationship with your loved ones, and I'm not just talking about partners, I'm talking about family members, I'm talking about people that you have relationships with, people that you work with, You allowing them to have their energy to manage life the way that they want to manage it is empowering to them. They then can feel and see their lessons and manage it without you putting your 2 cents in, right? Because in our bubble, we're in control over us. We're in control of where our thoughts go, where we get our energy. Yes, I'm totally an empath with you there. Who we give our energy to, our self-talk, okay, how we nurture ourselves, what we put in as far as like nutrients, what music we listen to, what TV we see, where we program ourselves, what things we revisit us that could be serving us really, really well or not so much, okay? So by saying, hey, cutting the cords with this, I'm going to take my energy back, and you're fine. I trust that you're able to manage this, and it may not be the way I'm going to manage it. You're going to manage it, and in you managing you and me managing me, you're responsible and you're empowered. And I now have no worries. I tossed you the care. I got you your glitter back. I love you. It doesn't have to be a harsh cut. Some people think like you're cutting cords to people that had a negative situation to you. Those people too, yeah, do that too. Do it, because that's not serving you. You hopefully learned your lesson in that moment, and now you can free yourself from it. And there's forgiveness into those types of things too. So if you forgive yourself and you forgive the situation and you forgive the person, you lighten up. You power up. It's like, okay? So you get more glitter. More your glitter settles into your center, okay? And the way that I think about this, which again, you guys can have your own belief, is that your glitter is your source and your power. So really fancy pants lady out there that talks about business and having an energy really being the highest, most valuable currency. Think about it. The most valuable thing is your energy. True story. I really believe that. And she probably said it some really cool, profound way. And there's probably like, you know, little graphics out there made from it, which there should be, and maybe I'll create one. But it's extremely empowering to have your energy. Okay? So you do all the cord cutting, you release it, now you got you. Awesome, Amy. Thank you. Yeah. Well, here's the thing, okay? We all need this. It's something that I practice, okay? It's one of my spiritual practices, so I'm practicing it. And why am I practicing it? Because I honor me and I love me and I know that I am worthy of all of my energy, okay? If you have a hard time with, not you specifically, but if any of you think or struggle or are still holding on to this belief that like maybe your grandmas or your moms had or your parents had you, and they put it in your mind and in your field of saying, hey, that's selfish. You need to give all of you away. Well, if you give all of you away, then there's nothing left. That's shit. That's like a shit way of thinking. That's disempowering, because then you're doing everything for everybody else in the world and not for yourself. That's where people then become resentful. They become bitter, and that's not serving them. So really, to take your power back, take your energy back, gather your glitter is empowering. And it's empowering because then you have the powerful choice to choose, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to have this conversation. I'm going to help this person. I want to navigate my life this way. And then you become a creator or an active conscious participant in your life, okay? So you have to handle you first, all right? Okay. Again, this is something I work on for myself also. There's also, it was kind of a fleeing moment, a fleeing thing in my mind. Okay. There is a whole list of things that each of us have done to navigate and de-stress. And they are things that we have chose to do from a raw moment, and they assisted us in the moment and they helped us out in that moment. However, it may not be pulling from the beautiful glittery source energy that we want it to. So it might be a habit. Habits aren't always serving us. Habits are not always great, or they don't always work, okay? Some of the habits that I do can draw energy from those people I love the most because they lend a really positive ear, or they have good advice, okay? I, though, am powerful and aware enough of myself, and I believe that many of you are. You are able to share your point of view on a situation and a circumstance that you are in such a way that your loved one that you're going to for assistance, or a listening ear, or a shoulder to cry on, is definitely going to side with you. They're like, oh no, that can't happen. This is what's going on. And they're going to side from you. They're giving you their best, and you're going to them exactly for that. And there's like a contract and a habit that is created in that, but it may not be serving them. It may not be serving me. It may not be serving the highest. Okay. So if you're looking to elevate and shift and change some of those patterns, here's an out. Cut the cords with everybody. Bring your energy in. And find out what is really sitting there at the bottom, right down to the root of it. And do a check-in with your whole entire energetic system, okay? So check in at the bottom. Is this a real problem right now? Am I creating a problem? Do I have any power or control in this problem? Is a problem that needs my attention right now, okay? So if it is or isn't, you have the choice and the ability to give it your energy or not give it your energy. So in that moment, you still have the choice. A lot of people, including myself, cancel clear because I don't continue to choose to do that, feel that we have to attend to everything. Hi, Tracy, I love you. Feel that we have to attend to everything outside of ourselves, okay? Because we're in need. Well, we don't have to attend to it, but we can choose to attend to it. We might want to attend to it because of our attachment and our love and our bond with a person outside of us. We may want to go play problem solver and cleanup crew, but again, it may or may not be assisting you or them. So by empowering yourself and gathering your glitter and making a conscious choice to put your energy, what you want to put it into, is going to boost you and boost the other person. Okay, I see a really good statement here. Okay, yes, absolutely. This is a great way to say this also. Yes, I say my power question is, what can I control right now in this moment? Okay, and then also take back your power and your energy to gather it and decide, is it where I want to go or not? Okay, so the choice and the power is yours after you create that space, that bubble, and you clean it all out. You feel when people come to you in need. And if you're an empath, you feel their pain that's coming with it. You feel that. I feel that. All of you, I'm sure, on here feel that. Okay? So having a boundary and clearing out is really important. Empowering the relationships that you have with other people that are like a codependent bad habit is a lesson that I know I've had to learn over and over and over in my life with many people, and still am learning, but again, it's a practice, okay? Releasing the attachments to outcomes from other people and expectations is huge. if you said, oh, today I'm going to cook a fantastic dinner and I am going to make the most favorite thing everybody loves in this household for me, and they are going to love it, and that's my expectation, and I've attached an outcome to people that are going to feel and behave a certain way, that's a setup. That's a me setting myself up. And then if it doesn't work out that way, like, am I going to react? I can be kind of sassy, okay? I don't want to react, but I could react, okay? And I'd rather empowerly respond from a positive way, okay, in that moment. So if I decide to take on the big meal, then I'm going to decide to take on what goes on with the big meal. And I'm choosing to make the big meal because I want to make the big meal. And I'm sharing my love that way, my energy that way, and my power that way. So if anybody doesn't like the big meal, that's okay. They didn't like it. Hopefully they knew my energy and my love went into it. If they had a different expectation of something completely dinner being cooked differently and they were mad at me, oh, I'm really sorry, didn't make that today. I wanted to make this. So standing in it and reacting or responding better is really, 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 really powerful. Hey, empowering awareness. You have really great ideas. Yes, observe, but not absorb. Yes, it's so big. I have to remind myself of that all of the time. And I almost become like this. So when something is so tangled, a situation is so tangled with somebody that I love to pieces, to not put myself in the middle of it and absorb all the energy that is going on, because that's not going to serve me, because then I'm going to be like in reactive crazy mode, right? If I go above it, and above I don't mean like in a cocky way. I mean like be an observer, not an absorber of I see that this is going on and how tricky that must be. My job is to listen if I choose to, and then potentially share where I choose to share. But once you share, you still can't have an outcome attached to what it is your point of view is. Yeah. So if you have an outcome attached to your point of view and your choice of what somebody else should do, and they don't do it, then you're gonna be bitter. So just don't do that to yourself. It's a setup. Don't do it. Okay. Thank you guys for all coming. This is wonderful. Okay. Today, the detached observer. For some people that have wounds that are, now this is my experience, okay? Some people that have wounds from childhood, neglecting, a lack of being put first, a lack of that initial connection, like that parental, pure love, nurturing, survival level. If they have a wound there and you are a person that chooses to detach because it's better than attaching to the wound, that may be triggering to them. So that's where there has to be a lot of good, open conversations and love. A lot of love should be shined in those moments where, in real talk, okay? If they're open to receive it, having the real talk of how it feels. And if you're an empath and you can see where it's coming from, or if you're a special psychic person, to call it what it is. Because if you try to band-aid it, sometimes that wound needs healing time and air and sunshine and love and water. It needs to breathe, okay? And seeing it but not being in it and staying away from it doesn't allow, if it's got like a little infection in the wound, to get on you, okay? That's a protector for you, okay? Share your love, show the points, okay? Don't react crazy, okay? And just know that's where that's coming from. I have learned as my survival to detach, and I am like in a cocoon. Okay, so I'm not really affectionate in those moments. I am navigating and healing and trying to clear my vessel. That's how I do it. So I don't fully give my energy, because if I did, I'm gonna muck my energy up, and that's not gonna be serving anyone. Thank you. I see that. Okay. So then you're damn dirty glitter from the beginning, right? You're mucking it up. Okay. Do you guys have any questions? Do you guys understand? Do you feel where I'm coming from with this topic? It's a big topic. It's a practice. It is something that we all have fantastic days, smooth sailing, and other times we kind of get like little hang-ups, okay? All right. Next page. I totally agree. Yes, I do believe also that empaths have had the trauma and the lessons to grow from and to really have a deeper, true understanding of that feeling. And so if we're the, I don't want to misspeak for certain people because you may have different belief systems, but oftentimes that's the part where we have to heal from, or we need to make sure we are tending to that wound before helping others heal. Otherwise, you attempt and project from the wound because it's your biggest pain spot, not out of negativity, just because that's the rawest spot. And so if you've done the healing and you have the power to share, which to me, power is the vulnerability and going to that space and that rawness and being okay without the judgment and without the entanglement of the wounds being there, but of the pure love and light. That's where healing happens between people, within yourself, in relationships, and I believe also across timelines. Okay? That's what I think. Okay? So, there's a really beautiful thing that happened to me today. I sometimes feel that for many people, they're living their life and their glitter is all over, their energetics are all over, and they're desperate to find the spot where they gather the glitter. And if you haven't been here for the whole time, go back and re-listen. I walk through step by step the visualizations and physical actions and the things you can say and think to get there. One of my easiest ways to get connected with my energy is in the shower. It's a space and a place that I can go and release stuff, cry. I could cry in there. The water brings it back to me. And sometimes the condensation can look very glittery, and I imagine it to be exactly that. And when the water touches your body, you feel it. So it's bringing your feels into you. So when you're in that shower, if what sits there is something sad or grief or pain, release it. Okay? And imagine it's washing all of that off of you, so that when you step out of the shower, you're clean. Get all your glitter in the spots it should be. You're cleaned off from all of that. The dust is gone. It's settled. So then you can start your next moment. Okay? So in the shower is the space where I like to stay quiet, or I like certain music playing, and I connect to my inner source of all, not giving all of my energy away to the conscious people in our matrix in the field. Now, I bring it back to me in the shower, and that's my time. I focus and I calm, okay, during that time. So there is a woman that, and I'm sure you guys have your people that you like to listen to, but her name is Meilan, Meilan, Mei-Lan, and she's a sound healer. And I, interestingly enough, do not have a singing voice, even if I'm talking positively to myself. I honestly do not have a singing voice, and that is okay with me. But during the shower, she came to mind because I believe she channels source and song, almost like light language. She came to mind because it's been a minute since I've randomly just heard her, right? Like, came upon her. She came to my mind, and interestingly, to calm my energy, I sometimes sway. Think about when you're trying to calm your baby or your inner child, I sway. Sometimes I hum, or you're holding your baby and you're like, mm-hmm. That is the inner you aligning, okay? And there's something about humming or a soft chant or sound that brings you together, and it's healing. So today I get out of the shower, okay? I just did my little sacred thing in there where I brought all my energy back, and I'm preparing for today, and I'm really honoring you guys and me and this talk, right? Because I only prepare a little bit, and the talk that's going to come, and the source that is building up in me, and all this gold, gorgeous glitter, and I begin to like sing, which is hilarious. To me, there's a funny part to it because it's so childlike and silly that it makes me giggle, okay? But then it sounded so angelic, and vibrations and movements in it. And I thought, I should record this. This is really good. Is this really good to me, or is this really good? Will other people hear this frequency and movement and breath that I was able, like it was a powerful thing. So I recorded it, right? But my half bare body was in it, so it's not like I'm going to share it to anyone. And then I typed in her name on YouTube, and I had listened to her all the way up until coming live at 1 o'clock with you guys. And I'm going to encourage you to listen to her, and I will share her link. I don't know, I found her years ago, and she moved dense energy within me that allowed me to break through some hard things that were stuck there that I wasn't even aware of. It's like she's got the sound. So I will share her with you guys. I don't know her personally, but I'm grateful to find her and for her to move through me, my energy, and allow the glitter to glow. Well, that's something cool. Allow your glitter to glow. Okay, once you get all your energetic glitter back, then you light it up. And I really encourage all of you to find what lights you up, to mind your mind, to bring your energy and power back to you. Stay in your lane, form your zone, observe, don't absorb, okay? All of those things. Thank you. So, the angels sung to me today, and the message was all connected to what I was feeling would be shared out today. And that's the flow. Being in that zone, honoring what's going on with you, tuning in and having an awareness that there's more to all of this, and we are active creators in our life. We are active participants in what comes at us. And what comes at us many times, and what we recycle too many times, are the things we need to heal. In order to heal them, you need your energy and glitter. I think I've said this thing a lot of different times, a lot of different ways. So when I have sessions with people and they come sit with me or we're online, I feel them. And the first thing I do is I start bringing their glitter back to them and their energy back to them. And the reason why is because I need them to feel their power, their divine connection to source, their worth. I am worthy to receive me. I am worthy to hold and use my power. I choose where to share me. It is a choice. You choose your actions, you choose your reactions, you choose your responses, you choose what you put in. You choose you first over everyone else. And if you then decide to choose them to engage in and love on and share this with, that is a very beautifully aligned relationship, conversation, moment. Doesn't have to be all the things, it can be some of the things. That is lighting up and sparking up something and honoring what's in you and sharing it into others and with others. Yes, I do love the divine white light channeling. I have done many guided meditations through channeled source, channeled rays of light, channeled angelics or beings, or otherwise not given a name. Okay. And so if you quiet your mind and you get into it and you allow that, that's like cleanup crew with sound, cleanup crew with frequency. That's what the stones do. That's what the oils do. They set that in motion within you and hold the space. Clean up the gunk. Gather the glitter. Okay? That's good stuff. That's good stuff. Let me see if I forgot anything. I wanted to say thank you to all of you being here with me today now. Futuristic, not past. Yes, past. Yes, past, because all of you have reminded me and tuned me into exactly this in the raw moments and at the very beautiful moments. So thank you for that. So all of you that are here with me that thought this was valuable, I appreciate you guys coming. If you want to share it out, fantastic. If you have any questions for me afterwards, I believe you could tag me as Jessica Sarah, S-E-R-A. So Jessica, Jessica, S-E-R-A at Rocks and Drops, and it should come to the comments, and then I'll be able to get a notification and answer any questions. I really, really, really appreciate all of you, and gather your glitter. I think you all are gathered. Gather it all. Leave the what ifs on the other end. Know and trust. If you have a real trust in the world and the way it works and source and God and whatever it is, then you can trust other people to be handling themselves and managing themselves, unless they're your babies, like literal babies, okay? And you're building that foundation to strengthen them on. And then once you do, then you trust them to make those decisions and make those decisions that potentially could lead them into making a lesson learned out of it. And that's okay too. Don't send worry, send care and love and light. Thank you all. Take care. Oh, and closing the space. Okay, I'm going to close the space. Thank you. Bye-bye.